Hey, what's going on, folks? Just gonna give you an update from Gimpley's Garage, show you what we're working on at the moment. Had a lot of projects going on here recently, but pretty much caught up, so getting ready to start on a big one, and I wanted to share that with you. So let's take a look. All right, well, there she is, 75 FXE Shovelhead Harley. Bought this from a good buddy of mine, Doug, back in 2020, I believe it was. That was actually before we moved into this house, and we've been in this house coming up on 5 years, I guess 6 years actually. So yeah, I've been sitting on this thing for 6 years. I bought it from Doug. He was the second owner. I'm now the third owner. This bike originally came from, I believe, Dallas Harley. I can't remember. I've got all the paperwork in there. But it's a 75 FXE. Obviously, it's been highly modified. I need to go through the paperwork and look at it. Doug told me all the, the Easter egg stuff's in there for what was done. From what I can tell, or not from what I can tell, but from what he told me, it does have a stroker motor in it. I don't know, what that means in terms of shovel. This thing was originally a 1200, I think. So, it may be, well, I guess actually I'm just not sure. From what I've read, I'm still getting educated on shovels. My Harley experience started with the Evo, so I've never owned a shovel before. So really looking forward to kind of learning this thing, playing with it. Believe it or not, it does run. When I bought it from Doug, it had been sitting for approximately 8.5 years, I think. It was gently laid over, as it was described to me, up in Colorado on a ride. And basically what it did, it just kind of messed up the front controls. Actually, you can see there's no brake pedal there, or no brake, no foot peg and brake pedal. But it looks like they just took what they had and salvaged it and rigged this shifter up over here to get home. So not really sure what the story is on that, but that's one of the things that'll have to be addressed. Obviously the brakes, it's actually got a performance machine front caliper on the Springer front end up here on this. So hopefully I can find some seals for that. If it needs it, get that rebuilt. It appears to have the stock rear brake. So that definitely needs to be addressed too. That thing is it's not locked up, but it's pretty stiff. And I opened the brake bleeder there to see if it would free up, but it's pretty much all goo in there. So anyway, got S&S Shorty E, I believe is what that is on there. And S&S filter, air filter, I got that off right now. Different oil tank. I don't think these came stock with that. The tins he gave me, let's see if you can figure out what Doug's favorite NFL football team was. Maybe the Broncos, I don't know. So I had those tins, or that gas tank, and then also this set of tins over here, which actually aren't too bad of shape. There's some nicks and scratches on them, but overall they look pretty good. The inside of the tank probably needs to be resealed, or it's got some rust in there, so I have to take a look at that. But anyway, all the components are here. Like I said, when I bought it in 2020, the only thing I did was stick a battery in it and actually got it running. I took the carburetor off to clean, but it was actually in really good shape. So I think Doug, was smart enough to drain the gas and everything when he quit riding it. So that made it a little easier on my end. There's the wiring there. You can see all that obviously is not factory. But yeah, it's chain drive. That was probably the way it came from the factory. I'm not really sure. It's funny looking at the primaries on these old ones. Because you can see the big solenoid right here on the newer bikes. It's kind of hidden in there, and then I'm sure, yeah, there's the starter there if you can see it. Let's walk around here. Yeah, starter's kind of buried in there. Actually got a kickstart on this thing. I'm assuming it's a 4-speed. Again, I don't know shovel heads that well, so I've got to educate myself. But anyway, yeah, so I got it running. And it actually, here's the points too, and it's kind of funny, condenser and points, all that. Can't find that on anything these days. Any modern Harley anyway, but it actually ran good. I didn't have to adjust anything, didn't have to adjust the idle speed. It was, in pretty good shape. So I think that part of the project is going to take care of itself. I think the biggest thing is getting, the brakes up and functional, then getting the forward controls fixed, get the shift linkage working, all that. And then of course it's kind of hard to see, I've got it on the lift, but these hand controls up here, they need some help too. So everything's there. Actually the buttons work, because when I had it running, I checked that out. The starter button works and all that. But looks like they got dinked up in the when it was laid down as well. So I'll probably have to mess with that a little bit. But anyway, overall, I'm looking forward to getting on this thing. I'm going to kind of document as I go. So hopefully I can learn and share that with people as well. Like I said, I think it's going to be fun. Really looking forward to it. And it's going to be nice just having something I can actually work on, figure out for myself, which I can on most things. But, you know, this was pre-computer, pre-electronic ignition, pre-everything. So it's pretty much what I would describe as a, you know, screwdriver and crescent wrench type of operation. Yeah, they got the tail lights here. I guess they didn't believe in connectors back in the day. It's all hardwired in, so I hadn't even moved any of that. But, you know, somebody took some time and they put like these stainless braided lines on here for the oil lines. And of course you can tell all these controls. I think this thing had mid controls on it when they were new. I've looked up some of the pictures of the old, you know, 75 FXEs. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Looking forward to it. It's definitely got a lot of potential. Everything's there, and I really need to figure out what type of operation I'm going to do, or what type of route I want to take on this thing. I think the first thing is just to get it running as is, see how it feels. You know, obviously put some new tires on, get everything functional and safe, see how it runs. But from there, you know, I don't know, probably keep the Springer front end on it, unless I could find an old telescopic fork to put on there. I may like that better. I'm not sure. It definitely looks cool with the Springer on there, so we'll see how that goes. But, you know, I also thought about, hey, what about making a dirtster out of this thing? I mean, obviously it's not a Sportster, but if I got a telescoping fork and put on there, put some longer shocks on the back, you know, just with some knobbies for putting around on the county roads around here, I think that would be fun and cool too. And you don't see many, if any, shovels made for the dirt. So just, I don't know, things I'm thinking about in my head. Anyway, main thing is get it running, get it on the road, see how roadworthy it is, or see how it is once it's roadworthy, and then address all the, you know, all the things that need attention. So anyway, that's where we are. More to come on this project, and we'll check back in after we make some progress. Later.